What's up, BJJ fans? And of course, the BJJ stands for Blind Judo Journey. I am here in the Olympic and Paralympic Training Centre in Walsall. I've just done a morning with the Para Potential team, doing some randori. Absolutely loving it. For those who don't know, randori is Japanese basically for sparring. Over on the walls, we've got all of the medalists who have ever been medalled in the Paralympics or the Olympics. I'm going to take a spot somewhere over there. But this morning we did randori, trained against some of the people who I've been thinking might be threats against me, might be able to maybe throw me. They couldn't. I'm very, very happy with myself. What I've been doing has been working. So we've got a session this afternoon, going to be focusing on gripping, going to be focusing on visually impaired movement, how judo works as a visually impaired person. See you in a bit. Right, I'm back home now. I've come home on the train. I got up at 6 this morning, went to the Power Potential Day, did the full day. It was really fun. Started off with a morning randori session where I got to fight loads of different people, test myself against people I haven't trained against for a couple of years. I was really happy with how I did. Then later on we had a technical session with Chris Barry, the assistant head coach for the Paralympics. He is an incredible teacher and he has possibly the highest level of knowledge about para judo in the world. He is an absolute genius. After that, we had a little talk on how classification works. I'll possibly do a video on that at some other point in the future. Basically, the process of how you become certified as blind. And then finally, we finished it off with a strength and conditioning session run by Evan Malloy, one of the Paralympians. Really good session. I thought that session was incredible. It was circuit training, but I normally hate circuit training. I normally hate just like, oh, run here, do a certain number of burpees, do a certain number of push-ups. I hate those normally. It was all judo based. It was all, I was starting off by doing, some uchikomi, which is the sort of motion of entering into a throw, practicing that motion. There was other things like nagekomi, which is the actual finishing of throws, so picking someone up and actually throwing them. And every circuit ended with 20 seconds of sparring, of randori. That was really, really intense kind of thing. You were really trying to go through it whilst your partner's really trying to push you, etc. That was really good. And then after doing that circuit a couple of times, I was a bit disappointed because I realised I still had something in me. I kind of like to walk away from these, really, really completely out of it. I want to not have anything left. I kind of felt like I had something left. And Ian Johns, the head coach, brought us all together and he said, right, now we're going to do some randori. And I was like, yes. So we had three 3-minute randoris, full contact sparring, final thing in the day. So I got my partners, I lined them up so I knew who I was going to be. So I had my first, my second, my third, and I made it so that my third one was going to be the hardest one because I wanted to be absolutely knackered for it. I wanted to really have to push myself because I know that if I can beat the best person there when I'm knackered, then I'm doing something right. And eventually, basically, I did. It went really well. Yeah, so that was a really fun day. It was a really fun day. Got a lot out of it. Sadly, there is a continuation of it tomorrow. Some people are staying over. I'm not able to go to that because I'm going to the competition that I've already spoken about in Goul. I'll talk about that in a minute. One of the hardest things about being a visually impaired athlete is that I can't drive. So travel is a huge issue for me. I spend a huge amount of my time on trains. I hate trains, not because I hate the trains themselves, because the process of getting from trains, swapping between trains, making connections is really difficult when you're blind, because I can't just walk through a train station, see, oh, that's platform 2, and just get on that train. You have to get assistance, which you have to book in advance, which means you're relying on another person who you don't know, they don't know anything about your needs, what you can see, how to help you. The real issue is sometimes they just get it wrong. They just turn up, or they don't turn up, or they'll forget you, or I've missed trains because of it before. I've missed meetings. I've missed those different things because of it, and it's just such a frustrating process. I have gained a lot more confidence in the process of travel in the past, particularly the past sort of 6 months to a year. The first time I ever got on a train to London on my own was when I went to get my black belt. Which was last year, because obviously you have to go to a down grade and you need to beat a certain number of people, which means you have to be in a certain place with examiners, so I had to actually get on a train from Oxford all the way to London, go and train there, come back with a black belt, which was very nice. But that really gave me the confidence to be able to go into other situations. So now every Wednesday I do actually get on a train
and go down to Walsall on my own. I'm getting a lot better at it, but it's just frustrating every now and then. You just get forgotten, and it ruins your journey. It's just very difficult. Especially the hardest bit is then, you know, get from train stations to the centre, for example, going from the Walsall train station to the centre. It's really difficult because there's taxis, and getting those taxis is an incredibly difficult process because you step off a platform. Yeah, the train assistants will walk you out of the station. Brilliant. You're now just stood at the edge of a road. And no matter how many times you tell a taxi company, please tell the driver I'm blind, please tell them to call me when they arrive, etc. The number of times I have picked up the phone while stood on the edge of the road, and they go, "Where are you?" And I go, "I'm exactly where I told you to pick me up. I'm on outside the station, blah, 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 wherever." And they go, "Where are you? I can't see you." I go, "I'm the one holding the big white stick. I'm blind." And they go, "Oh, you're there." And it turns out they're literally next to me. It drives me insane. But now I'm back in my house. I'm in the final few hours before going to bed, competing tomorrow in Ghoul. I'm going to call it the Ghoul Comp, rather than giving it this full title, which is very long. I'm really excited for it. I'm going to try and bust out some of the things I've been practicing, some of the things I've really been drilling at the moment. Particularly openers I've been really working on lately. Spent a lot of this week working on those, spent a lot today working on them, which is really good, really enjoyed it. My preparation for this comp, obviously I fight at 81 kilos, that's the weight I fight at. I tend to sit around 82, 83, just depends how, you know, what I've eaten that week really. But I noticed this morning when I woke up I was 83 kilos and I was a little bit worried. Because I need to be 81 tomorrow. I went to the training sessions today. I didn't drink too much water, didn't eat too much food, so just weighed myself when I came in. I was 80.6, which I was like, yay, I can eat food! So I had dinner. Now I had a small bottle of water. I'm on weight right now, so overnight I'll hopefully lose, 0.4 of a kilo, something like that. So I'll wake up tomorrow, be able to weigh in at weight, which would be really nice. Won't do anything special. For the comp, super excited. It looks like I'm going to get a lot of fights. It looks like I'm in to win a lot of fights, to be fair. I mean, confidence is key, but never count your chickens. I'm going to try and get some footage from that as well and bring that to you tomorrow. So I'm back from the competition. There were 5 of us in the category. My first fight, I had no idea what to go out for. Just a little bit about visually impaired judo. Since I'm visually impaired, even though this is a mainstream competition against fully sighted people, they allow me, I'm blind, to begin with a grip. We call it kumikata, it's Japanese for grip. So my first fight I'll show you now. That was my first fight. It went really well. I was really proud of that. To be fair, I've had a lot of very quick fights before. When you grip up with these people, you tend to be able to know how good they're going to be, what attack's going to work. I've been really working on pulling people onto me, but he was really pulling back. If you can see, his feet were very square to me, so he wasn't stepping back with his left foot, which allowed me to enter in for my Ouchigari. In my second fight, let's take a look. Hitting him with an Ouchigari, one of my favourite techniques. Was really proud of that. I do quite a long-range hooking Ouchigari some of the time, just depending on how the movement is. It's just been a throw that I've had quite a lot of success with. I'm actually trying to move more into a very close-in Japanese style of Ouchigari, but whatever works for the situation. My third fight. Well, just roll the clip. Okay, so the big problem with this fight is I'm an idiot. So in judo, this is a suplex, or it's called urinage, rear throw is the Japanese for it. I've done this before in competition, and I've lost in this way before. You'll notice if you watch it, I try to attempt to suplex my partner by lifting him up, my opponent, and he hooks my foot. So as I go backwards, he lands on top of me, because I'm not able to turn him. I've lost like this before. I will never lose like this again. I hope. I'm going to try and drill this out of me. Just really, it's so important to drill it. It's a risky technique. It's not useful in the way I'm using it here, which is just bad. Anyway, so I've now won 2, lost 1. Now, it turns out the person I'm fighting in my final fight, my 4th fight, he's won all 3 of his fights. If he wins this, he gets gold. If I win this, then I've won 3 fights, he's won 3 fights, but I beat him if I win. So I will win gold. So this is basically, if he wins here, he gets gold. If I win here, I get gold. If I lose, I get bronze, weirdly. There are a few cuts in this, just because there was a small medical incident, just a small cut at one point. Roll the clip.
Nick. Nick.
Mate! Come on. Mate!
Now here we're about to enter into what's called golden score, so we've already spent 4 minutes on the mat. In golden score, it's the exact same thing, except rather than trying to score an ippon, which is a full point, you can win with any score, particularly wazari being the other score possible in judo. My main focus going into this at the moment is he's getting frustrated, he's not putting enough attacks in, his corner are telling him to put more attacks in, he's going to make a mistake. I wasn't actually really tired at this point. I was feeling it. He wasn't making me work very hard, and I was being able to control him quite well. Every time I went to the ground, he was getting annoyed because I was able to counter everything he was doing on the ground. He kept swearing and getting really frustrated every time we stood back up. So I was basically there going, I'm trying to throw with my makikomi. I felt like I was going to hit with my makikomi. That would be my best technique. But, well, let's keep going. Over 5 minutes of fighting. He was a very good fighter, but I took gold. Really proud of myself for that. It's my first gold in a mainstream fighting sighted people competition in a down grade category. So against black belts, the last time I did this was about 4 years ago, in the British University Championships, where I got gold in the under 90s as an orange belt. But now, being a black belt, I'm much more proud of this, to be fair, to be able to beat good people and throw them for a ippon. So yeah, I'm really proud of myself for this. It went really well, to be fair. I got 20 points towards my second dan, so I'm trying to go for my second dan at the moment. It's the second degree black belt. I currently have 70 points out of 100. To get your second dan, you have to get 100, or you have to beat 10 black belts. There's also a technical examination. I might talk about that at some other point, because I'm hopefully going to be doing that on Saturday. Yeah, so it's been a really successful weekend, to be fair. I'm really proud of all the judo I did, except the stupid suplex, but learning experience. They say champions don't love winning, they just hate losing. I really hate losing. I was very frustrated with that loss, but we live and we learn. Anyway, until next time, I'm going to try and film a little bit this week. I'm going to be going to the National Centre on Wednesday, and then I'll be going to High Wycombe for a dan grading to try and get those final points for my second dan on Saturday. Until then, Soramade!